Foldable flip phones are no longer novelties. Samsung spent years defining the category with its Galaxy Z Flip line, showing consumers that foldable phones have the features and performances to make them top contenders for some of the best smartphones around. The Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 5 is following in its predecessor's footsteps with a refreshed design, larger external screen, and a faster processor to hold back the competition. But something big has happened recently. Samsung's rivals have bridged the gap. The Motorola Razr Plus managed to manhandle the Galaxy Z Flip 4 in a head-to-head face-off. So there's a lot riding on the newer Galaxy Z Flip 5 to address those shortcomings and take the crown back. In this video, we'll dive into all that's new with this foldable to see if it's worth the upgrade. So hit that subscribe button and keep watching. Even though it's not a price drop, we're still glad to know that the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 5's price isn't changing over its predecessor. This means you'll only need to fork over $999 for the base model, which interestingly gets a boost to 256 gigabytes of storage. Considering it was 128 gigabytes of storage last year, I'm glad that Samsung decided to be generous this time around by doubling it. If you need more, there's also the 512 gigabytes model. While I was never annoyed by the gap produced by the Galaxy Z Flip 4's hinge, I can appreciate Samsung's commitment to chasing after perfection with a new gapless design. It's a refinement that brings the phone's design to match key rivals such as the Motorola Razr Plus, which beat Samsung to the punch with gapless design. It's a stylish design that retains the same 0.27-inch profile as before, but I wouldn't go out on a limb to say it's a better-looking phone than the Razr Plus. Talking about the displays, there's a much larger cover screen here. The new 3.4-inch Super AMOLED display is a much-needed boost for the phone. Despite a lower resolution, the screen's still polarizing to look at with its punch-color tones and wide viewing angles. Whereas the 1.9-inch cover screen of the Galaxy Z Flip 4 was largely reserved for quick glancing notifications, the larger space presented by the Galaxy Z Flip 5's outer display gives me access to full app experiences, in addition to the usual staple of widgets and notifications. Apart from the new cover screen, there wasn't a whole lot different with its main 6.7-inch Full HD Dynamic AMOLED 2X display. It's detailed, offers wide viewing angles, and has just enough punchiness to stand out. It still has a 22:9 screen aspect ratio, which I found easy to swipe left to right, but still needed to stretch my fingers to access its top corners. Regarding the camera, I can wish for a day when the Z Flip series finally gets a proper telephoto lens. But that's not today. Instead, the Galaxy Z Flip 5 is a very similar dual camera setup that consists of a 12-megapixel main camera and a 12-megapixel ultra-wide-angle camera. Sure, the specs aren't too far off from last year's foldable, so I'm curious to see how much better the photos are. Samsung says that the Z Flip 5 leverages AI-powered image signal processing algorithm to optimize photos, especially those taken under low light. The Galaxy Z Flip 4 proved to me it was already better than the Motorola Razr Plus under extreme low lighting conditions. So if these new improvements turn out to be significant, it'll set the bar for all other similar clamshell foldables. Capturing selfies is substantially improved too, since the larger cover screen provides a better preview. Apart from the added utility of the cover screen, I didn't find a whole lot different with Samsung's One UI with the Z Flip 5. Of course, the same Flex Mode and FlexCam experiences are present once again, which optimizes apps like YouTube when the phone's folded halfway. Under the hood, the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 5 is powered by Qualcomm's Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 chip. I found navigating around the interface pleasantly smooth, which could also be attributed to the 120 Hz refresh rate of the main display. I know a lot of people were hoping to see a larger battery in the Z Flip 5. Especially when the Z Flip 4 reached a smidge below 9 hours on our own battery benchmark test. Now that it's packing the more battery-efficient Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 chip, it should deliver longer-lasting results, and hopefully eclipse the Motorola Razr Plus mark of 10 hours and 9 minutes. Unfortunately, there's no change whatsoever to the phone's recharging. It's still at an underwhelming 25-watt wired charging and 15-watt wireless charging. Funny how things change so suddenly. When the Galaxy Z Flip 4 launched last fall, there was no other comparable clamshell foldable to match it, but now it feels dated. With the arrival of the Galaxy Z Flip 5, however, it feels more like Samsung's taking a cautious approach by giving us an iterative device. I will say that it's the more compelling Samsung foldable this time, since there are fewer notable changes with its sibling in the Samsung Galaxy's Fold 5. You get a larger cover display, a gap-free design, and faster processor, even though you can't run any app on the external screen. While it doesn't seem like a meaty upgrade, it looks like the Z Flip 5 made all the required changes to perhaps reclaim its position over the Motorola Razr Plus. There's no change to its price either, which is always a good thing. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and see you in the next video.